Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my 7-week writing challenge, day 14 today. My name is Hannah Velton. I'm a grief healer, writer, and speaker. So this is my last film for the moment. I've just done my 2-week writing course with all the hints and sparks that have helped me write this last couple of weeks. Today's was all about as a sort of final coming together of ideas of how to write difficult crisis moments. I have got piles of journals, as anyone who knows these films will know, has watched these films will know. There's so much detail in them, and actually that's been part of the problem of doing a proposal, is that there's been so much detail I haven't really known where to start. I have written proposal before. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. Oh yeah, look. I've got this whole thick proposal already written. But there's obviously too much information in it. It needs to be pared down, and that's why I'm going to do this masterclass in proposal writing for the next month now. Or at the end, I've got a week off and then start the month. And in that, there's definitely going to be a paring down of what's actually happened to Christian and I, because the story is so huge. But these last 2 weeks, it's been really good. The highlights have come up that really need exploring and explaining, and they mark the major points in the story. So that's been fantastic. So I'm just going to look back through all the films that I've made in the last couple of weeks and realise what is going to be really important to include in the book. The book has to be about interpreting what happened to us, but allowing people to read it as a story, as a kind of blockbuster story, but also allowing them to see themselves in the story and their situation. So I can't be giving too much detail. The story needs to breathe. It needs to have some room so that you can take what you need from our story. That is the point of us writing our story, is that you can identify yourselves in the story of what happened to us. You can find messages, you can find signs, you can find, help, pointers. We really want, this book is about us and our story, but we really want you to be able to read it and find nourishment in it. We need to get all the juicy, the nuggets out of it, out of our story, so that we can help you. That's why we're writing it, and that's why we're doing all of what we're doing now. So we kind of seem to have come to the end of the picking out all the nuggets, and we're now readying for our next part of the journey, which is to turn our experiences into words. It's a good day to be starting to do that because of the solstice. I'm going to a ceremonial fire tonight to mark solstice, and it's all about seeing where you've been in the last 6 months and learning from that. What have you learned? What do you need to release? What are you going to take forwards with you? A lot like, our story with death. Their death it's an event. And you have to take the goodness forwards with you and release what you don't need anymore. And that's essentially what our story has all been about. So yes, it's a good time now to look back where you've been, what you've got out of it, and then make intentions for the next 6 months. And if you have intention, you have focus, and you really keep having that focus and take steps and keep steps to towards that purpose, you will make things happen. Things will manifest for you. It's happened So the last time I did a ceremonial fire, I was actually at the stage where I was thinking, I really need to do something with my story. One of the people around the fire, who I'd never met before, has come to be my coach, my visibility coach, which is why I'm doing all of this. And I also wanted to call in an agent and a publisher, and I called that in, and I am now doing this proposal masterclass, which just came out of the blue. So these things do happen if you make steps towards them and you ask and you make an intention. So anyway, round the fire tonight, actually today is every month I pull a different oracle card. In fact, I do loads of oracle cards and tarot cards, and if anyone knows me, I'm like quite obsessed with them because they've been so helpful through my journey. But tomorrow marks in the way I use the year and the cycles and the seasons. We're moving into the long days time, which is all about things which you kind of thought about in the spring, and things that you've been taking action with throughout the spring, and now is the time when they will come into fruition. So it's like a real building, flowering time almost. So it's really growth, and yeah, that's why the book proposal is now the time to do that. But I also pulled this card this morning for the month ahead, which is Otter, which is all about playfulness, joy, helpfulness, support. And if you can see in the corner, there's a salmon, and these are druid cards. And catching the salmon in for druids, their sort of top totem of wisdom is the salmon. So I'm going to have fun writing this book proposal. That's for sure. And I know, obviously, Christian's totally with me now, so it's going to be a fun month. I might pop in and do a few odd, maybe I'll do once a week films just to tell you how we're getting on, and if anything's come up, or if you want to know anything about the book writing process. Our final exercise today was about fragments of memory. So it's rewriting something, but being very sparse in what you're remembering, and then writing something at the end which kind of tells the event in a different way. So if I just read you what Christian and I have written this morning, and I guess that will be the end of the film. But anyway, so this is this morning. It's a short one. So, Han, we came to the final film. It's been fun. Thank you. When you look back, you will see the pathway we've taken and the highlights I wanted you to notice. Those are the scenes to really concentrate on. That letter telling you I was indeed dead, and the first one we wrote of the truth. What a shock that was. When actually it wasn't. It was the medicine we were both needing to finally heal and transform. So this is me then writing. Where was I when I heard the news? I was lying on my bed, notebook and pen in hand, needing to record the moment and needing to hear your voice, confirming your death. The tears blotched my ink as I wrote. Oh, I think I've gone back there. All those hopes and fears now put to rest. The news was the worst, but actually was it? I now had you, fully, my brother. I knew where you were, what you were up to. You had your voice still, and I could give you mine still. I had known what was coming in the shed, lying down in the spring sunshine. I had known all along, yet now, 15 years later, I had the truth. You were dead, not just missing. But I needed confirmation. As I walked down the street, the tears came, but I waited until I was inside to allow the revelation to hit. My body heaved and convulsed as the grief burst forth. And then my little angel child came in. Is it Uncle Christian? she asked, putting her hand on mine, like an adult, roles reversed. Yes. Is he dead? Yes. And that's when I grabbed our journal and my pen, running up the stairs to find stillness and listen for your call. Gosh. It's funny, isn't it, when you recall things, you go back over them and your body kind of can feel it all again. But as I was saying, I got this tarot card as well, which is not attractive particularly. Death. And this is what I'm going to be like. This is this kind of future outward path at the moment, for the foreseeable future. So that card to me means, like I was saying about picking out the goodness from an event and then releasing what you don't need. And I think we mentioned it yesterday about the death of a loved one. It's actually, I don't know if I did mention it, but it's, I've found out that within their death, their physical death, they leave behind a gift, and that gift is there to unwrap layer by layer, and within that gift is unconditional love. It's connection with them still, it's healing, it's transformation, it's purpose, and it's really a case of being courageous about that and changing your mindset about it. And I'm hoping, well, I don't hope, I don't like the word hope, if you've watched these films you'll know, I have complete faith that what Krishna and I write and what gets turned into our book will be like the gift we pass on to everybody else who needs to hear that message. All we can do now is, because I'm not a traditional counsellor, therapist, the people who need to find me will find me. I truly believe that, and I also believe that Christian is working very hard. They don't work hard, but it's like a thing they do. They're Christians with a lot of other people, or energies and souls, and they're going to be working hard to bring people in. And by that's just like you get a call, or you get a sign, or you suddenly hear our story, or you might see me on, doing an interview or a podcast, whatever, and something about our story or about me or about Christian and his adventurous spirit maybe touches you, and you probably, I know it's happened before. People go, so there was something about you that I just knew I knew you, or I knew something about you, or so you were really familiar to me. So from what I know now about how life works and the souls and returning to earth, you will have met us before, and that's the recognition that you have now. If you're hearing the story or something about us triggers you, our paths were meant to meet. So, yeah, the book is going to be for everybody to read. There'll be a certain number of people who will want to work in groups, to do workshops, to do retreats. There'll be something sorted for you. And then there'll be the one-to-one work, which I will offer. But that's going to be intensive and a really big exchange of investment and energy on both our sides. So that's something which I need to work on to build up to that. But anyway, that seems to be the 2 weeks. I don't think there's anything else to say. I've really enjoyed it, actually. It's when you make a commitment to do 2 weeks of daily films, it really focuses you and you have to do it. It's good. It's good to commit to something. And if I hadn't done it, I would have felt like I'd sort of failed in some way. So I'm glad I made the commitment and I've managed to do it. And I'm going to have a rest now. But happy summer solstice to you all. And yeah, I might pop back every week just to do, for the next 5 weeks, just to do a little catch up to let you know how the book is progressing. Very exciting. I'm excited now. It's like, that's what I've been waiting for ages, and it's all just coming together, so I'm very excited. Anyway, lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.